Hello, everybody. It is me, Epipus Katuzi, and today we are here talking about the Rising of the Shield Hero, episode 23. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the first 8 minutes and 30 seconds of this episode, and all I gotta say is really funny seeing Lark and Theresia, or just Therese, always try to denounce Nafumi. Now, this happens a lot because I remember this arc in the manga because this is the stuff that I actually do remember. Before I barely remembered stuff, but I actually remember this island stuff. But they always deny him saying he's a shield hero. I'm pretty sure that in the manga he says it maybe 6 to 7 times before they don't they can't tell that he's the hero for a really long time, and it's super funny seeing how they always saying oh, it's just an alias, you're definitely not him because of how nice you are. They only believe the rumors, damn, man. We also saw how when Nofumi was talking to them, Nofumi was able to listen to them, but Raphtalia and I guess Raphtalia, maybe Philo, or maybe just Raphtalia weren't able to she was able to understand Lark, or maybe she wasn't able to understand any of them. But then there's are those guys from a different country? But then Nafumi's just wait, I guess my shield. I forgot that my shield can translate for me. And to be honest, I also forgot that his shield could even do that. That was what, he's able to do that. So then after that, she took the, I think on Lark's weapon, or on his belt, she grabbed a crystal, like a crystal thing, and then tapped it onto her throat, and then she could talk to them. That's a really weird ability. I remember that happening, but that was a really cool way to see that. Their designs are also pretty cool. I really like the tattoo on the spear guy. Another funny moment of this episode was seeing the three other heroes have seasickness. Now, I guess it could be that Nafumi's shield is preventing him from being seasick, but to be honest, I think even without his thing, he shouldn't be sick. It's weird how all of them are sick. You would you would think that you wouldn't get sick. Not everyone is seasick, but it was funny how once they arrived on the Kalmira Island, all of them had to be carried away on stretchers. All three of them just got carried away. One thing that was really creepy was the governor of the island. He looked like one creepy dude. There was lots of funny moments at the beginning of this episode, especially how when they were walking through the village until we got to the 8:30 mark, was Raphtalia was at one of the stands holding up a bra against her chest, checking it out. That was a pretty funny and also weird moment. Besides all that, once they got to the middle of the island, they were the governor was listing rules and stuff like that, saying how you can't disturb other people when they're fighting monsters, and you also have to But after that, when they were listening to the rules, they saw a Native American totem pole, and then under the totem pole they saw a rock with writing from one of the previous heroes in the past, and then Nafumi was able to decipher it. But when he deciphered it, he didn't actually read it at all or say what was written on it. He just grabbed magical energy from it and then put it into Philo, and then Philo gained powers, gained stat, gained a little bit of a stat upgrade. And I'm just what? That's really weird. He just did that. Was he only able to do it once? Because he was you would think that what other you would think that previous other heroes would be able to do that also. Wouldn't he be able to do that to Raphtalia too, or was he only able to do it to Philo? That seemed a really weird scene to me. That I was thinking how does that even work? But then after that, we saw Philo jump up into the sky, and she was able to jump up above all the buildings and then fly back down. And then apparently Nafumi and his group and Lark and Theresia are gonna join up together into a party in order to level up on this island, which I guess is going to be a pretty awesome party. We also saw how Therese wanted Nafumi to make her, what was it, a gem thing that he's been doing, because he's really good at making I almost forgot that he even did that things, how he made accessories, and she's having one. And I remember that in the manga he worked really hard on it, so I'm wondering when he's going to give it to her in this episode. First 8 minutes and 30 seconds are pretty good, and yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes for the rest of this. Okay, I am back. So, right after that, they started doing some power leveling, and we saw how even them, fighting against, lowly slimes, they were getting, lots of EXP. But then they couldn't grind anymore because all the heroes just verged into that one spot because they were only fighting enemies on the main island. So then they all had to so then they all started getting 0 XP. And then I like it how they actually showed it in a format, because before they only said that if they all fought together in waves, then they wouldn't be able to level up and stuff like that. But in this, they actually showed it, showing how once they started defeating enemies when they were all together, it just said 0 XP, 0 XP. So then they all started arguing, but then Nafumi's just well, I don't feel like arguing, so I'll just walk away. So they just walked away while the three other heroes had to figure it out. And then he ended up going to another island because earlier the governor said that all the islands are based into different islands around each other. There's little islands around the big island. So that was really cool world building right there. And then we saw him fight off against like a giant like wolf thing with like an axe on his thing, and I think it had wings. Maybe I forgot. Even though like I just watched it, and I watched it again, so like, I already forgot. But right after that, after he defeated it, like Raphtalia's weapons and also Philo's weapons started to like diminish and were getting like destroyed. And then Nafumi said that apparently the levels are their weapons are like diminishing because of how like because their current power levels are too high. When I heard, I didn't say that sentence, I'm paraphrasing, but that's sort of what Raphtalia said, or what no, that's sort of what Nofumi said. But that was really cool how they need to have higher level weapons in order to like match up with their current levels. I really like that phrase. We also saw him summon weapons. Like he used the materials from the wolf to like make weapons for Philo, like give her like new like claw things to use as hand gauntlets. And then also they remind, and then also give Raphtalia a new sword. When I saw it, I was like, I don't remember him doing that. Did he ever do that before? Like I don't remember him doing that before. And then after that, they decided to like stay overnight to like level up. And Raphtalia wanted to leave, but then they didn't. And then after that, Raphtalia mentioned that Nafumi should be tired, but then he said that he wasn't, and then Nafumi ended up saying that he might be a little bit tired, like he like conceded to it, saying that he might be tired because of like the blood sacrifice from a few episodes ago. And to be honest, I think that when I was reading that, I think that he's relying on his shield, right? Because based on later in the episode, before the 15:30 mark where I'm at right now, he like was at they were at a party and he was like eating wine berries for wines, and he was like able to eat it, but then when when the spear girl tried eating it, he like died from like foaming in his mouth and stuff like that. I guess he didn't die, I'm just saying that figuratively. Funnily, he of course he's gonna survive because he's a hero, but he wasn't able to do it. Now Finn was just eating those berries like crazy and saying how good they are. And then even like Lark was surprised about it, and even like the owner of the party at the beer like restaurant place was like surprised by it. And like I'm assuming that it's the shield, right? The shield's like protecting him because like he's like Talia can notice that he's super tired, but Nafumi doesn't feel tired because of the shield. So I guess that makes sense. And then after that, Lark and Theresia ended up trying to find out where they were because they didn't party up at first, and then they were there because they were like, I guess it was midnight or something, and they weren't back at the main island yet. They were still on the same island, saying how they could stay there because of how good they are at like because in the past all they did was just like sleep in forests and stuff like that. So because now they're normal now, they need to be normal. So then Lark and Theresia had to save them, bring them back to the island. That's when they were at the party. And one funny thing was how Raphtalia apparently can't like drink alcohol, or I guess it was her first time drinking it. And after one drink, she was just automatically drunk, and then she had like an arm wrestling match with the night guy again, the armored guy from last episode, and then she just like bounced him really quick. She just like defeated him in like one swift move, and then he was just like dead, and then she was just standing up like in a victory pose. That was pretty cool. After that, before the 15:30 mark, we saw how Nafumi was gonna party up with the two other people. I think that like Nafumi gave like his like accessory that he made for her, gave her like a bracelet with like her gem on it, and apparently it's called a fire something. I already forgot, Firestone, Fire Spirit. And then he said how rare it is, and then apparently she ended up crying. She ended up like, to be honest, that because of the voice actress that she has, I remember that voice actress, and her personality fits that based on the characters that she voiced in the past. And she started crying because of how cool the jewel is, and she's able to like listen to the jewel's feelings. And to be honest, like she has jewels all over her. She has two bracelets already, and now she has another bracelet. She has three bracelets, and she also has a jewel thing on her like head. So I'm going to assume that her powers have to do with jewels, if I remember correctly, or maybe that it's not what I remember correctly. I'm just going to like theorize right now that she like uses the powers of her jewels in order to do things because she's able to like listen to them and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that that's what her power is. Maybe there's magical quantities to it because we know that the Lark guy, he has a spear, so who knows what's gonna happen there. To be honest, to be honest, earlier when they like saved Nafumi's party, like figuratively, like sort of like not saving them, they look really scary in the dark right there. But yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes for the rest of this episode. Wow, wow. Okay, so I was just about to wonder what were the strange items that Nofumi got when he was partying up with Lark and Therese, and then we saw it. Now, I'm just going to assume and theorize that the strange items that he got were the penguin suits. Now, those penguin suits were just wow, just Christmas themed penguin suits that are able to breathe underwater. Now, if that is the weird item, that is definitely a weird item. Like, could you imagine just like being an MMORPG and then you just like defeat a monster and you get a penguin suit? Like that would be the most weirdest item to ever get. So besides that, we saw Therese used her power, and what I theorized was correct if I remember correctly. And then she used the jewels in order to use powers. And I'm going to assume that if it isn't just the main jewel that she got from Nafumi, if she can use her like other two jewels that she had on her wrist, and she had like the jewel on her forehead. It's cool how when she's able to like change her hair color to that of the jewel. Like when she used the red jewel that Nafumi gave her, that she gave him, she had red hair, and she was able to summon blue flames. It's weird how it wasn't red flames, but it was blue flames. And like Therese was like, wow, this is really powerful. I guess like the craftsmanship of Nafumi plus her having feelings with the jewels, like she's able to sense their feelings. I guess it boosted their powers. And one thing that really amazed me was their power levels. Like was their like leveling up systems. Like Nafumi was level 57, Raphtalia was 59, and Philo was 61. Damn. And then I think like the other two said that they were 53 and 56 or something along those lines. And then now they're saying that they're closer to level 70. Like, dude, like wow. They're like they leveled up pretty quickly. Like I really want to know what the other heroes are at right now if we're ever going to notice that. But like I said, I wonder if when she uses like Therese, I wonder when she uses like her other like jewels, which her hair color changed to like the cyan purple on her hair, and then like I forgot what the other one was. I guess green or yellow. But it's really cool how that worked. We also saw her use her flames on Nafumi as Nafumi was like aggroing enemies, and then the flames didn't affect Nafumi. I guess like because she has feelings with the jewels, I guess it didn't affect him. We also saw that the flames were able to like remove some of Nafumi's curse from when he like used the blood sacrifice and also used his flames like in the past episodes. And then he felt better. Like wow, like those flames are super strong to like not affect him, but also remove his curse. That must have been a really unique jewel. Like once he said a very rare jewel. Also saw that apparently the Lark is apparently very competitive, and then I guess like Raphtalia keeps mentioning this episode that Nafumi wouldn't get along with this guy, yet for some reason they get along. I'm really wondering like why they wouldn't get along. Like not I don't even recognize it either. I'm in Nafumi's party where I just don't get it either. Like Nafumi just says like I just feel weird around him. And we also saw how apparently after they partied up, they wanted to party up again, but they didn't. For some reason they decided to leave. So I guess like they just have it seemed really like odd about that. I think I remember why, but at the same time I don't. But another thing is that they decided to take a day off since they couldn't party with them, so they were on a beach, and then Afumi was wearing like a button-up shirt, and then he like had it opened up a little bit, showing off his pecs that he has, because apparently he has pecs. We also saw Raphtalia in a pretty cute dress. Like I saw that before the episode aired, since they showed that part in like a teaser on Twitter or something. It was pretty. It was a pretty cute bikini dress. Don't know what I'm saying because I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, I saved that image on my computer. We also saw Philo in a pretty cute like dress that she had, and then apparently they ended up going. So like I said, they ended up using their penguin suits to go in the water since Philo found something, and they found like an underground like structure in the ocean, and then they found another dragon hourglass. And apparently there's only 48 hours until the next wave, and since they're at this hourglass with 48 hours, I don't know if each hourglass has the same clock, so I'm assuming that they do. So I guess we're gonna have another wave at this island, and now that Raphtalia was wearing, saying that the villagers are probably gonna die because of it. So wow, they only have 2 days until the next wave, but they did level up pretty good. And we saw before, since Nafumi was at a lower level before, yet he was stronger than the heroes. So now that he's like at the levels that the other heroes were at, he's probably way stronger than the other heroes also. But we also don't know how the other heroes leveled up. So I'm assuming that then they were at level 40 or 50, and they were able to do a class upgrade. So I'm going to assume that when they get to 80, 90, or 100, then that's their next class upgrade. I have no idea what they're gonna do with the next class upgrade, since the manga isn't even at the next class upgrade. At least I think they aren't, if I remember correctly. Maybe they did. Maybe I just don't remember. But that's how the episode ended, with them finding that. So I'm going to assume that the next two episodes are going to be pretty crazy. Now, it's definitely going to end on a cliffhanger, because like they're not going to go through that much stuff in two episodes unless they do, unless they decide to rush things. But it's probably going to end on a very cool cliffhanger. Possibly they would have to announce a season 2, but where the manga's at right now, they probably won't be able to do it. Maybe they'll be able to do 12 episodes for the next season, but I don't really know. But yeah, overall, this episode was pretty good, pretty interesting, and I like where the story's going. Even though that I sometimes remember stuff, but sometimes don't from the manga. But yeah, if you enjoyed my review, my thoughts, and my opinions on this episode, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy this whatsoever, then leave a dislike. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or any other video that I do. And yeah, bye. See you later.